Hello, Algebra 1B students. This is for Mr. Fry, graphing linear equations. This is January 4th, and it's due today. I'm not sure what time, but it's due today, I saw. So let's go through these. I'm doing quite a few of the problems and at least setting up a whole bunch more of them. So what I end up doing here is I just put it in slope-intercept form. You know, the y equals mx plus b form, where this is your y-intercept. This is where you're going to go. So this is where you're going to go on the y-axis. So, you know, I have 2 here, so I put a point at 2. And then this becomes your slope. And so when I move this over, this becomes negative 2x. I subtracted 2x from both sides, if you can't tell what I did there. So it becomes this is my new problem. This is this in slope-intercept form. So I go down 2 over 1. This is down 2 over 1. Okay, x. That's my slope. So I'm down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. I only needed a couple, but I just wanted to show you could keep going. I can even go before that, you know, where it was down 2 over 1 to get to this point, where it was down 2 over 1 to get to this point. You know, I could keep on extending it. But that's the graph of that line. Now, I went ahead and I also gave you the intercepts, because I see later on in this assignment we do intercepts, so I didn't know if we were just supposed to do intercepts. So intercepts is when y is 0, say this is 0 here. My x would be 2x equals 2. 2x equals 2. I divide both sides by 2, I get 1. My x would equal 1. So when y is 0, x is 1. So when y is 0, x is 1. So this would be coordinate 1, 0. Okay? This would be coordinate 0, 0, 2. When x is 0, 2 times 0 is 0. So y would equal 2. Y would equal 2. Y equals 2. That's my y-intercept anyways. So, you know, I may have only needed these 2 points if you're finding the x and y-intercept, is what I'm saying. Okay? But I put it in slope-intercept form. I also put these in slope-intercept form. I went ahead and did number 2 for you. You could see where I got the y by itself on one side. Here's my slope. Here's my intercept. And then my slope is down 2 over 3, down 2 over 3. I set up number 3 for you into slope-intercept form. You could do the y-intercepts though. You know, you could, you know, put in 0 for x and 0 for y in order to figure those out. But I did it in slope-intercept form, so you would go to -1, put a point there, and then you go up 4 over 1, and your x. If you did these x-intercept and the y-intercept, you'd get some weird number, you know, in between 0 and 1 there. You get a fraction, but you know, that's okay. It would probably be 0.25, I believe. All right, here's number 4 set up for you. I got y by itself on one side of the equation. I would go to -3, and my slope is up 1 over 5. So I go up 1 over 5, and just connect those 2 dots. Okay, you go ahead and graph it yourself. Pause this as needed. I got number 5 set up for you. Here, you know, if you did the x and y intercepts, when x is 0, y is 2. When y is 0, x is 2. X equals 2. So 2 and 2, and I could just draw my lines there. Or you could write it in slope-intercept form. My y-intercept is 2. And I have a negative x now because I moved the x over to the other side of the equation. And I get a -1, so it's, you know, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. So it looks like that. Number 6 here looks like this. When you get, you know, y by itself on one side. So I would go to the y-intercept of 1. And then my slope is -3, or in other words, -3 over 1. So it goes down 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. It would be right here. Then the next point would be down 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1 right here. So I would just connect those dots like that. Okay, taking a look at 7 and 9. Write the standard form of each equation. So standard form would be, you know, ax plus by equals c. So I just worked it out so that I could get, you know, my x and y's all on one side, and then this, you know, c value over here. And you can see how I did number 7. And then number 8, same thing. Now, how did all this become this? I multiplied everything by 2 so that I'm not working with fractions anymore. Same thing over here. How did all this become this? I multiplied each term by 2. So 7 halves equals 7. You know, if you just multiply by 2, 5½ times 2 is 11. 1y equals 2y. We multiply each thing by 2, so I'm not working with fractions anymore. And then these are really easy. Just your x-intercept and y-intercept. So your x-intercept is going to be 2. So you put a point on x2 on the x-axis. Y-intercept is -3, so you go to the y-axis, you go to -3, you put a point there, and then you just connect the dots. That's all you do. Number 11, my x-intercept is -5, my y-intercept is -5. Connect the points. Do the same for 12 and 13, and you're good to go. Good luck.